Hello! We're here! We made it, we made it, we made it! All right, let's wait for a couple of people to jump on. Make sure we're on live. Okay. So glad to be here with you guys. All right, let me see if I can. I might have to hop off and hop back on if I don't see people get on. Sometimes I have to test this out because Facebook acts crazy. So sometimes I'll have technical difficulties. So Juanita, you're here. Yay. Juanita, you made it. All right. We're just going to wait for a couple of other people to get on. And then we'll get started. And I'm going to... hang on, I'm just trying to get myself organized here. It's all about organization. Okay. All right. How are you, Juanita? It's so good to see you. All right, so this is being recorded. We're going to have this, after I get done, we're going to go ahead and post it to the group. And you guys will kind of get the flow of how I do these videos and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm on tonight because I'm giving everybody just a warm welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. I always get excited. It's like the first day of school. It's like, oh my God, we're getting on. We're starting a new group. That means new people, and that means new opportunities. So here we go. And I'm just going to jump right in. And as people hop on, then they'll get the message when they're on, and then in order for them to see the rest of it, they're going to have to wait till we're done and watch the replay. So a couple of things that I want to do tonight, one of them is I want to introduce myself because everybody pretty much in the group, I think except for like 3 or 4 people know me and know me fairly well. But I want to go ahead and give an introduction because I think it's good to do that. There's some things that every time I do this, I always say something different or new that maybe some people haven't heard before. So, one, I'm Nisi Johnson, and I'm a personal development coach. And what that means is, that's a fancy way of saying I help people reach their goals. And it's life goals, with a focus on health and fitness. And I've got my notes here. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my notes. So basically, that's what I do. I help people get what they are seeking in life. And if that wasn't enough, I'm also I also work. Hi, Cheryl. I'm going to say hi as people come on. I also work a full-time job. I work in a very large organization, and so I do that as well. And then when I get off from work, I do my coaching business. I actually have 2. I have 2 coaching businesses, and it's a lot of fun. In my other part of my coaching business, I do motivational speaking. I teach Group X classes. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I also coach people individually, so like one-on-one. And as you know, I coach them in groups. And my speaking is basically mostly, the motivational speaking is mainly in front of a group of people, large groups of people, sometimes small, and it's fun. And that takes a lot out of me. I think probably for about a half an hour speech, I probably practice about 8 to 10 hours, and it's pretty much broken up, but it is hardcore. I mean, I'm really, really in depth into speaking, so I love doing that as well. And so if that weren't enough, I'm a mommy, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm an aunt. I mean, I got a lot going on. I have a wonderful man in my life, and so there's just a lot of stuff that I do. And if that weren't enough, I am a social butterfly. I love to do things with people. So my social calendar is packed, probably, I think, I was talking about this the other day. I think my calendar right now is packed probably about a month and a half to 2 months out. And I'm talking about like pretty much on the weekends. So I do a lot. There's a reason why I'm telling you all that, other than the fact that I really want you to get to know me. Because as we're going through this journey, it's going to pop in your mind at least once. I guarantee it. At least once you're going to think to yourself, well, that's because she's not really doing much. That's why she has all that time to do these groups, because she's not really doing that much. Or I get, oh, because your son is grown. You know, I have small kids, and so because your son is grown, you get to do all these things. That's how you have time. So you won't be able to say that because I have a lot of things going on. So I do all of that, and I love to do it. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad to be a part of your journey. Some of you are very, very new to this, and you're probably thinking, what in the world is she doing? What is she going to have us do? I have a few people who are what I call seated in this group, and they'll be participating just like I will be, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. And they are used to this. They have been about 4 or at least 5 of the ladies in this group. And by the way, it's all ladies, no guys. They have been with me for the last 60 days. Is it 60? Cheryl, is it 60? Because Cheryl's one of them. And they have really, I'm going to tell you something. They have not missed not one day, not one stinking day. Amazing. And then there's a couple of other girls in the group who have been with me for several years. I think one has been with me for almost 5 years. So really, this is a journey. If you think, oh, I'm just gonna come to this group and then I'll be all good, and then after 30 days, I'll be straight and I'll see you later. Well, you may not be in the next group with me, but I guarantee you, it's my goal. I'll say it this way. It's my goal for you in 30 days to look in the mirror and go, wow, I am not the same person I was 30 days ago. And people will start to say something to you. Cheryl, I don't know if they have already, but if they haven't, they will very soon. Actually, that's not true. I've had several girls in the group who've said to me, oh my God, geez, so-and-so has really, really blossomed in the last 30 to 60 days. So you'll notice a big difference. So let me finish telling you a little bit about me and my story. I have to tell that up front because it really sets the context for why you're here, the value add, the benefit not just to you, but to your family. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just doing this. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to do this for my family, or I'm going to do this for me. You know what? It's for you. It's for your family. It's for your friends. You will learn a lot in this group. And if you're thinking, I just thought we were going to like meal plan and like work out. No, that's too third grade. That's too third grade. You can go anywhere and get yourself a personal trainer, and that person will hand you a meal plan and will tell you what workouts to do when you're not with them. And then when you're with them, they've got a little plan and they're walking through all the things that you need to be doing. And then that means this group wouldn't really be much of anything different. This is different. People do what I do. Yes, good for you, Cheryl. Okay, so here's the deal. Let me tell you where I started. Here's my story. About 10, 12 years ago, I really woke up one morning and went, what the heck am I doing? Like, I'm miserable. I'm miserable. My job sucked. This is real talk. My job sucked. My relationship sucked. At home, my family, I wasn't getting along with my family very well. At work, it wasn't doing very well. I had all these things going on, and I was like, God, I guess I never thought about it, but I'm just not very happy, and I don't really know what to do about that. And so what I decided to do was I decided to make a change, but I didn't know what that change was. I was like, I really don't know what to do. So then one day I thought, I got it. I'm going to go and get a personal trainer because at this point I was very, very, very overweight. And Juanita, you know me. I've always been very, very thin. At this point in my life, I had gained quite a bit of weight. I really had. And I was like, I don't even really, at one point I was like, I don't care. And then I was like, yeah, I kind of do. But I don't care enough to really make a big change because I'm too tired. I'm too tired. I mean, it's enough for me to go to work, take care of the things I need to take care of when I come home, and I'm just tired. I don't even want to think about it. As a matter of fact, I'll think about it tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe when my son goes to college. And so I just got in this vicious cycle, and I was like, I really don't know what to do about that. And then by chance, I got in touch with this personal trainer, and I started working out. And I was super duper cut. Like I could have been like on the cover of a magazine. I was really cut. And I was very, I felt very confident. And in the forefront of my mind, I was like, I'm happy. And then one day I said, I'm not happy. I'm still not happy. What do I do to change this? I thought the weight would do it, but it didn't. And so I was thinking, I just don't really know what I'm going to do about this. So as time started going on, I started getting involved with a group of women who were super motivating, but it was well beyond that. It really was to the point where I was like, oh my God, these people don't seem real. They seem to really have it together, but I couldn't quite pinpoint what it was about them that was different. I couldn't figure it out. I just couldn't figure it out. I was like, dang it. And then, long story short, I figured out that yes, they look good. And I kind of was like, well, I'm pretty fit looking too. But that's not it. I found out that it was here. It was their mentality. It was their philosophy. It was how they carried themselves. It was the fact that they believed in themselves. I was like, that's it. And I didn't realize it until someone actually pointed it out to me. And I was like, they believe in themselves, they're confident, but more importantly, they were in control of their life. They were doing stuff, and I was like, oh my God, who does this? They were doing stuff like they were getting all these certifications in fitness. There was one girl who just got done getting her doctorate in something or another. They were professors. They did all these things. And I was like, whoa, how in the world do you find time to do that? It was so interesting to me that they thought about what they wanted and they went after it. And I had never been around people who had done that before. So that was something that was completely different. And what started to happen was I started to hang around them a lot, and they started rubbing off on me. And then I realized, wow, I've been sleepwalking through my life. I literally have been sleepwalking because they were saying things like, read this book. I was like, read? No, I'm not going to read a book. Why would I? No, sorry. What kind of book is that? No, I'm not reading that. I'm sorry. I don't do that. And then they started talking to each other in ways that I'd never heard before. And I was like, where are they getting this vocabulary? This is like really odd to me. And it all came from reading. It all came from the fact that they were in total control of their lives. And they were just like you and I. They had issues. Their husbands had cancer and their parents died. And there was things going on that were not great in their life. But the things that they had control over, they were very, very intentional about getting them and doing what they wanted to do. And that's when I was like, well, wait, I can do that. I can do that. And so I started doing that. And I went from this person who was very negative. Now, hang on to what I'm about to tell you. Very negative, didn't know what I wanted, walked out of my house, literally walked out of a life that I had built for years. So at that point I was homeless. By this time, this was about 6 years ago. So this was not like 30 years ago or anything like that. Was homeless, didn't have very many friends, didn't know where I was going, still working in corporate America, living this separate life. And it was devastating to me. It really was. And I just didn't know what to do. So when I got involved with this group of women who were so motivating and positive, it completely changed the way that I thought. And I started doing things that I had never done before. And so then I went from the not so positive person to a person who I was like, I'm going to go get that, I'm going to go get that, and I'm going to go get that. And that was not things that were monetary. Those were things like, I'm going to build my knowledge. I'm going to develop my communication skills so that I can be more of a value to my society, to my company, to my family. I am going to start my own business. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it. And all of these things started happening. And when I made the decision to change my life, and then I actually started taking action towards it, it is a feeling. It's almost like it's freedom. It's freedom. So when people tell me, I would love to do that, but I don't have time, those are the people that I say, then that's not really what you want. Because if it is, you will run until the end of the earth to get what you want if you really and truly want it. And I really and truly wanted to change my life, and I really wanted to go after something that was better and different than where I was. So everything at that point started changing. So my finances changed. I went from literally being broke. I think I was somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000 to $150,000 in debt, homeless, to just literally building myself ground up. In my relationships, I did that. And it really got to be something that was just unbelievable. It really was. Now I'm talking about these women and all this stuff that I was doing, but the one thing, and I think Juanita just said it, is faith. I could not have done this without my faith. That was something that was, it was foundational. But when you get away from your faith and when you get away from your belief, and you get away from believing in yourself, you really do get into a spiral that is hard to get out of. It really is. It's hard to take that step. So I went from a 97%er, that's what I call it, which is most of the population. Most of the population, I wouldn't say that they're not doing well, but most people are barely making it. Come on, you guys, let's get real. They're barely making it. They're struggling at their job. They're struggling with their relationships. And I went from that to what I call a 3%er, and that's a person who truly says, that's what I want, I'm going to go get it. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to go do it. And is in control of their life. So that is a really good, kind of a good synopsis of my story. And I started this business, this coaching business, literally in the basement of my house one night. I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to help people. It's invigorating to me to help people and watch them grow and watch them develop. And that's exactly what I did. And so I went from sleepwalking through my life, literally, to really having a different lens on life itself. So that, to me, is, I'm not telling you that story because I want you to leave the group and you do these wild and crazy things. It's not that. The reason for me telling you my story is because I want you to hear from somebody that you know and that you trust. And if you don't know me or trust me yet, somebody told you about this group and they know and trust me. And so I want you to know that all things really are possible if you believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself and you got to have the faith that it's going to happen. All right. So I had mentors, and I had this one mentor who was really good. And this kind of goes to the whole thing about this group. You're going to have times where you're going to go, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to do that either. And I don't want to do that. And Nisi, I never do that, so I'm not going to do that either. And I'm going to tell you something. You're in this group because you want to make a change, whether it's getting more healthy, getting more fit, meal planning, whatever it is, you're in this group to make a change. And for things to change, you have to change. It's just what it is. And so here are a couple key things that I wrote down that I want you to be able to walk away from this conversation that you're hearing from me right now. This is what's going to happen in this group, because I'm going to be straight up with you. One, you're going to get uncomfortable. And being uncomfortable is good. Someone said to me the other day, oh, am I? Like, are you telling people that? Because, like, then they're not going to want to join you. It's like, no. Uncomfortable means growth. It means you're growing. If you're doing the same things all the time, you're probably not going to grow. And growing happens in so many different forms, whether it's meal planning or whatever. Anything that you're trying to do different than you're doing today is growth. And so you're going to get a little uncomfortable. I'm going to show you how to develop a routine for yourself. So we're going to have a routine. I'm going to show you how to track what you're doing, because anything you want to change, you got to track. I'm going to show you how to organize yourself, and I'm going to show you how to face your fears. And this is the foundation of what you're after. I don't care what it is. You can name it. If you don't have those key components, you're probably not. If you get it, you won't keep it. So how do you get that? You got to show up. You got to show up. And I'm going to tell you, I have people in this group, they come in and they go like, and then they roll. They're out. Not going to change. You're not going to change much. And then they'll say, you know what, but I came to the group, and you got to show up, and show up means engaging. What's Nisi talking about? What's happening in the group? And what I call it is giving yourself a penny, because every day is a commitment in this group, no more than 5 to 7 minutes every day. And that's your penny. And the significance of that is you are freaking worth a penny. Dang it, you're worth a penny. And if anybody in this group tells me they're not worth a penny, I'm sorry, you probably came to the wrong group. You are worth a penny. I don't know anybody in this group who's not worth a penny. So I want you to give yourself a penny every single day, and it's a different penny. And I'll talk about what I mean by a different penny. But every day you're going to come to this group and you're going to pay yourself with a penny, because that's all it takes. Just 1 penny a day. If you multiply 1 penny a day for a year, oh my God, what would you be like in a year? So I want to show you how to take a penny, and that means giving you just a teeny bit of something every single day, and that's you paying yourself, so that when you walk away from this group, you will have 30 pennies, and it will be like humongous. And if you're thinking a penny is not much, it's not. But if you pay yourself a penny every day for 30 days and you have 30 cents, that is more than most people have in a year, in 5 years. Because people don't pay themselves. They just don't. We don't take care of ourselves because we don't feel like we deserve it. We don't feel like we're worth it. And you are. All right. So the foundation, the penny, that's where we're at. 5 to 7 minutes every day. So here's the thing. You've got the time. So I'll tell you, inevitably, every single solitary group I start, day 2, this is what I hear. Nisi, I just need to tell you something. Like, this is what happened to me today. And I promise as soon as this gets done, I'm going to get back in the group. Here's what I'm going to say to you when I see your message. Are you worth the penny today? I'm going to say it. It's going to be like a recorder. You're going to see it. So if you try me, I'm telling you, say it to yourself first, because as soon as you send me the message, I'm going to say, are you worth the penny? Now, don't get me wrong. There's hardships. There's things that happen in people's lives, and I'm not making light of that at all. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, I got to take my brother to the airport, and then he left his luggage, and then we had to come back, and that's how come I haven't been in the group in 3 days. Are you worth a penny? That's what I'm going to say. That's exactly what I'm going to say. So, make the time. I'm going to show you how to make the time. If you don't have 5 minutes, 5 freaking minutes in a whole day? Are you kidding? You are so freaking worth that. I want to see somebody in this group just say, yeah, Nisi, you're right. I just need to see that. I want to hear that you guys are hearing me say right here that you are freaking worth 5 to 7 minutes a day. I know it's coming. I know you're writing. Here's what you're going to get out of the group. All right. You, and some of you, I don't know if you've seen it already, but I will be doing a couple of things, and they are very, very, they'll be very small, like I mentioned, but you will see the things that you'll need to do every day is come into this group, and I will pin, so if you're not familiar with Facebook, I will be pinning to the top. I'll be pinning to the top. Thank you, Renee. The assignment. So you will come into the group, go in pinned. It's always at the top. And then that's the section where your assignment will be. It'll either be a video or it will be a message. So look for that every day. Here's the second thing I'm going to tell you. When you post your assignment, make sure you post it. Listen up, because people will do it and then they won't get credit for it. Because the way Facebook works, if you just post, the posts go all over the place in the group. So whatever instruction I'm giving you, it will be in a video or a post, and in that same post in the comments is where you will put your assignment. If you don't put it there, for the first few days, I'm going to tell you, no, put it right under the post that I made here, because otherwise it goes all over the group and I can't find it. So there you go. So you'll notice that. So the challenge group syllabus, it is under files. You go right up to the top again and it'll say files. You click on that and there it is. There's a document that says challenge group syllabus. So here's what we're going to do in this group. You're going to get motivation. We're going to do some goal setting. You're going to be organized when you leave this group. You're going to have accountability. I'm going to show you meal planning tips the last week along with working out. So there's a reason why I've padded and pushed all of the organizational stuff up front. Because without that, without the routine, without the discipline, without the organization, you'll never stick to a meal plan and a workout program. You won't. You just won't. So if you're looking to come in here, tell me how many push-ups I need to do, Nisi. I'm going to tell you, we ain't doing no push-ups right now. We're going to get ourselves organized. We're going to find our routine, and we're going to practice that, and then we will start the meal planning and the workout. Good? Everybody cool with that? All right. So here's the next couple things I want to tell you really quickly, because I'm not going to keep you. Number one, I talked about this a little bit. And I'm not going to call them excuses. I'm going to call them reasons. If you have a reason why you can't come to the group every day, say to yourself, am I worth the penny? Take the time either in the morning. Here's a trick. In the morning when you wake up or at night before you go to bed. One of those two times. Pick a time every single day that you're going to come into this group. Don't say I'm going to do it in the morning. Say I'm going to do it in the morning after I brush my teeth. Don't try to set a time. It probably won't work. So what I've seen to be successful in myself and most people is you attach it to something that you already do every day. You brush your teeth every day. You turn the light on in your bathroom every day, whatever it is. And when you do that one thing, you say to yourself, that's when I'm going to the group. So pick whatever that is. So that's the first thing. The second thing is there will be weekly progress that will be posted in the group. So you'll see something like, Nisi, check, 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 X, because I didn't do the assignment. So that's where the accountability comes in. So you'll get to see that. Don't speed through this. You know what? If you want to cheat yourself, you have to speak to it for you. I'm not going to be the one that says, Nisi, I know you didn't listen to that video because you just asked me a question that was in the video. I'm not going to do that. This is not about me trying to slam anybody. This is about you looking in the mirror and going, I know I didn't do my best. I know I didn't. I'm going to do better next time. That's what it's about. So don't speed through it. These videos, this will be the longest video. This one and the one probably on the weekend, they might be a little bit longer, and the one at the end. 5 to 7 minutes for all of your stuff during the day. If you miss 3, listen up. I know you guys have seen that video. Listen, Linda, listen. If you miss 3 consecutive assignments, you're out. I can't do it, guys. And it's not fair to the people who are in the group. I've had groups where people have just killed it. They have worked hard. They've really gotten out of their comfort zone. And then there's one person who doesn't do anything. And that's okay, but you got to talk to me and say, Nisi, I need to drop because this isn't working for me. Otherwise, I'm going to drop you because I can't have you just sitting in the group because it brings the rest of the group down. So that's something I want to make sure that I let you know. If I see 1 or 2 days you're not posting, I'm going to come check on you. It's 20 people in this group, and I'm going to come and check on you even if it's 50 people here because I care. Are you doing okay? Cheryl, is there anything I can help you with? Because I care. But still, after 3 consecutive miss, you're out. No exceptions. All right. So all the other stuff is in the syllabus. You'll see all the details in there. So I'm going to take a breath and say, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Juanita says, I'm worth a penny. Yes, you are, Juanita. And Renee says, I'm worth many pennies and shiny ones. Yes, you are. All right. So you guys know what to do. Here's your assignment for tomorrow. And this is the first assignment. Hi, Kathy. First assignment for tomorrow. Come to this group. There will be a post that is a motivational post. You will have something every single day in this group, every day. Tomorrow, there will be a motivational post. The only thing I will ask you to do is come in, click like, and just put a message below. Thank you. My mom says this, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like it and put a comment. That's it. And then the second thing is I want you to watch this video again. Everyone needs to watch this video. They tell you that it takes, 4 or 5 times to see something before it sinks in. I'm only just saying watch it again, so that'll be 2 times. And for some of you that are coming on, you will have to watch it again anyway because you'll miss it. So Juanita, that's a great question. I think that was Juanita that said, what time is it there? Yes, so all of the posts will be there before I go to bed. So what I'm saying is by 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you'll see it. But it's probably going to be there at least by midnight Pacific Time. So you always will check it in the morning. You can check it at night if you want, but check it in the morning. And the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that my folks on the East Coast, that they get to see it in time, as well as the folks on the West Coast. So the post that I do for you guys will always be an assignment for the following day. So I will never get on and say, hi, post a picture of right now. I won't do that. I won't. Your post will always be there at night. And so in the morning, you will see it and you will have a full 24 hours to do it. So that's what it is. Great question, Juanita. And I think I put that in the notes as well. All right. Any other questions? Those are good questions. you're going to have fun. You're going to learn a lot. There's some people that were talking about the reading, so I'm going to talk about that. Here we go. The Slight Edge. Can you see that? This is the audio, and this is the book. So for people who are like, I'm sorry, I just don't read, get audio. I'm sorry, I don't like audio, get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. Because everybody's going to read. So the book that I chose is The Slight Edge. And I have a list of books that if you don't want to read The Slight Edge, I'm going to ask you to pick from the list of books so that you can read one of those. I think one person in the group has a book that they're reading, but here's the deal. I'm going to tell you right now. Please don't call me and say, well, I got this book over here and I just wanted to know if I could read that. No, we're going to read from the list of books. And there's a reason why, and we'll talk about that another time, not today. So here's The Slight Edge. We're going to get uncomfortable. Here's The Slight Edge. There's a couple of different versions of The Slight Edge. It doesn't matter which version. It doesn't. They're all basically about the same. The Compound Effect, that'll be on the list. These books are amazing. They're life-changing. The Magic of Thinking Big, that's on the list. And do I have another one? Oh yeah, Start is on the list. And Just Listen. So I've got them over here. So those are the ones that are going to be in the list of books. And I'll be posting that so you guys can find it in files. And then you can go and get your book. And then Renee is saying choice. Book choice options. Yes, those are the options, and I'll put those out. And somebody else had a question. They said, I think it might have been you, Renee. You asked, can you post pictures, or not pictures, I think you said motivational quotes or whatever. Yes, you can. Here's what I'm trying to get away from. Because there's so many people in this group, I have to have some order. And if everybody just starts posting a bunch of stuff, it gets noisy. And then people are like, oh, sorry, I had a call. I can't tell the difference between what I'm supposed to do and all this noise. So the only thing I will ask is if we can just be mindful of our fellow challengers. And I do it too. I have to think about this too. Because I'll be looking at something. I'm like, my challengers would love this. And I'm like, wait, I just posted like 3 times today in the group. That's too much noise, right? So what I would say is try to keep it to a minimum. I'm not even going to say how many, I'm not going to say 1 post a day. I'm just going to say use your best judgment. No links, please. No foul language, please. Trying to, again, be respectful of everybody in the group. And so I hope that answered your question. Kathy, do you have any questions? Juanita, do you have any more questions? All right. So that's it. Okay. So here we go again. Last time, come to this group. My girl Cheryl is ready. And come to this group. Make tomorrow. And make sure you got your assignment now. So folks who aren't watching this video, they're not going to get it until tomorrow morning, which is fine. Everybody will have 24 hours. But what I want to see is I want to see you going. Juanita, what are you saying no to, sweetie? I want to see. No, you're not ready? Come on, Juanita, you're ready. I know you are. Come on. So the summary is you're going to come to the group. You're going to watch the video. Make sure you watch it at least 2 times. And then you're also going to post right after this. I'm going to post a motivational post, and then I just want you to like it and just make a comment in there, and that's it. Oh, no questions. Okay, darling. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. I really am. I'm looking forward to being a part of this journey with you. Just remember, no matter what, if it gets a little sticky during this 30 days, I'm here for you. Please know that. And if you try to get a hold of me because you have questions, know that I always review everything at night. So after about 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you send me a message at 10 in the morning and you're like, where's Nisi? She's MIA. I'm not. It's just, as I told you at the top of the video, I have so much going on, and so I have to block time to do certain things. So I will be back in touch with you if you have questions in the evening, and that's all I have for you. I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for joining me live. I really appreciate it, and I love you guys. Bye, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'm ready. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. I'm doing this with you. Surprise! So everything I'm telling you to do, I got to do too. So you know what? My job is like triple hard because I got to come up with the content. Check this out. So here's the ad lib. I got to come up with the content for these groups. I got to put it all together. Then, and the stuff that I'm telling you guys to do is some of this stuff's uncomfortable for me too. And then I have to do it. Okay, so I'm holding myself accountable too. And then the last thing is I have a blog on Facebook, and I'll share it with you guys. I'm blogging what I do every single solitary day. What I eat, how I'm feeling, what workout I'm doing. So I am not just sitting here coaching you. You will see me in the trenches with you. All right. So we'll see you later. Love you guys. Bye.